Okay, so welcome to part two. This is where we're going to actually go into the platform and explore how to make your own story. So the first thing you're going to do, first step, go to twinery.org. You're going to go to this yellow post-it in the top right corner. Now you can either download the platform here for whatever computer type, whatever kind of computer you're using, or you can choose to use it online. I'd recommend just choosing to use it online. You can save it directly to your browser. The only issue is to make sure that you do not clear your browser history or your cookies or your cache, because that will eliminate how your stories are saved. And we'll go over proper saving methods so that even if you do delete your history, you're not going to lose your work. And we'll do that later. So to start, you're going to begin by navigating to this little plus mark story button in green here. Let's just name it Tester Story. Go ahead and add that bad boy. Alrighty, so here we are to our first passage. And this little rocket ship indicates that it's the start of the game / story. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and edit this. Here we go. I'm going to title this Beginning of Game. Let's just do a fall theme. Now, as you notice, when I deleted that text, we got some markup here. It's super helpful notes on how to bold some of your text, italicize, things like that. So if you want to know how to do that, just go ahead and read the background. So first things first, I'm going to write some dialogue. Here is some dialogue. And let's ask a question. There, the user has to make a choice. What's your favorite thing about fall? And this is how we create our choices. So you're going to do a bracket and a bracket. And option 1 is going to be, let's say, pumpkins. Option 2 is going to be Halloween. Okay, so we got our two options. Let's see what this does. So pretty handily, it automatically creates your two options that we put in our dialogue. Now let's see what happens when we click the button. Here we go. We're presented with our two choices. Nothing's there yet because we haven't added any dialogue, but that is the base. So if we want to take this further, let's say I wanted to make this a little more aesthetically appealing. This is where the coding part of Twine comes in, expanding our creations. So let's say I want to add a fun little image or maybe a GIF even. To do that, I'm going to use a bit of HTML code. Now, HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. And this is, let's see, I'm going to go to this real quick. This is how we create our content and our structure for the base of a lot of different websites, things like that. The secondary thing, yeah, we'll stop it there. So here is a sample of some code. So I want to put in a nice little GIF here. So I'm going to do image space SRC stands for source =, quotation, quotation, caret. Now we're going to put the link to our image or GIF in between these two quotation marks, but this is the base. This is the base of your HTML code for adding images. So let's go find an image. I'm going to go to a new tab. Let's go to giphy.com. And we're going to look up some pumpkins. Okay, find some pumpkins that we like. Sure. We're going to do this one. So you're going to go to copy link. This little thing pops up here. Make sure to copy the GIF link. Command C if you're using a Mac. And we're going to go back here. And I'm going to do Command V if you're using a Mac. Just paste it into there. Make sure it's between these two quotations. Okay, we're going to click out of the dialog box and sample the play. Here we go. There it is. Awesome. So that's how you add an image or a GIF You can also add it, through Google Images or wherever. So some other things that we can do involve using CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and it is complementary to HTML. Basically, it helps us design the content that we've created with HTML. This helpful little diagram here modifies design and display of HTML elements. These two things combined, HTML and CSS, come to create a complete web page. So in order to edit some of our stylistic preferences, I'm going to go down to the bottom left here. I'm going to go to Edit Story Style Sheet. And it says at the top here, any CSS entered here will override the default appearance of your story. So we're basically making tweaks to the whole story. Templatizing, if you will. So to do this, I'm going to type in tw-story. I'm going to do a little, not a bracket, but the other one, a brace, I believe they're called. And to start, maybe, so the background color originally was black, so maybe I want to do, let's say, gray. Okay, I wouldn't actually want to do that, but, background dash color colon space gray semicolon. Okay, let's see if that worked. I'm going to click out of the style sheet box and let's press play. And here we go. The background is now gray. Okay, let's change some other things about this. So I'm going to keep this in the same bracket. And some other things we can change are, let's do the font color. So color colon space. Let's make the color orange. Semicolon. Let's see if that worked. Yes, our dialog color is now orange. And a couple other things we can do. You can also change the font family, font size, the spacing. Maybe we'll do font family. So font dash family colon. Let's make it Lato. Semicolon. And let's see if that made a change. Yes, it's slightly different. And then maybe a couple other changes. So that was changes to the story background. We can also change things with the link. So tw-link. Currently our links are blue. So maybe let's change this to green. So tw-link brace. Let's do color. We want it to be green. And you see when I type it in correctly, it highlights. So if it starts highlighting, that's a good sign. And we're going to do another brace. Now the spacing of the braces doesn't really matter. So I just do this to keep it organized. There are proper ways to format your code. I don't know if I'm doing it very properly right now, but if it makes sense to you, do it in the way that makes sense. So let's see if the links are green now. Yes, the links are green. Awesome. So we got gray background, orange dialog color, and green links. Very, very spooky. So those are just a couple of examples of things you can do. You can also expand your knowledge of coding and probably do even more of this. I'm not going to go into any JavaScript right now, just doing the basics, but you can go to W3 Schools if you're trying to look for more things that you can edit to your CSS sheet. And you can also go to the, let's see where to go, Code Academy. You can do a whole 7-hour course on Intro to HTML and learn pretty much all there is to know about this, so it's also an option. And there's plenty of documentation out there, YouTube videos, and I'll link all the useful ones that we found in the email. And there's definitely a lot of resources on Twine in itself. The wiki is particularly helpful. So happy journeys, y'all. I'm excited to see what everybody makes.